Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
Hi, Jay Fallon. This story I'm going to talk about is besides the fact that it just infuriated me, it's the kind of thing that I did not think I would see in a democratically run nation like Australia, a first world nation. This is the kind of thing that despots do. People who just drunk on their own power and cannot accept the fact that the law has worked against them, and so then they go and cheat. They go and just cheat. This is I'll bring it up so you can see. It's just like I said, I found it infuriating when I first read this. Okay, this is in The Guardian. Here you have a picture of Ian Levers. If you don't know, Ian Levers is the president of the Queensland Police Union. And yes, I do a lot of stories on the Queensland Police because I am a former police officer. I was a police officer until 14th of October, 2022. So a year ago. So let's get into this. I did another episode before talking about how the Queensland Police Service lost the way that they were handling disciplinary actions within the Queensland Police Service, and some of the disciplinary action that I was put under when I decided, hey, I did not want to get the JAB, and so it was ruled that the process that QPS, the Queensland Police Service, were using was actually illegal. So look, it was a technicality, but the main thing is that the Queensland Police Service were actually warned. They were warned about this quite some time ago. In their arrogance, the police leadership, the hierarchy, said they looked into it. They said, no, it's all good. We're going to continue. We'll proceed with the disciplinary action procedure the way that we've been doing it. And lo and behold, it was challenged. It went to court and they lost it. And it was ruled that their process was illegal. That's basically it in a nutshell. And I was caught up in part of this because obviously I refused to get that JAB. I ended up quitting in the end, in the long run, just because what they were doing, they were holding, even though they dropped all the mandates in the after a long period of time trying to starve people out, sitting there with no pay. They dropped the mandates, allowed people to come, but they held the ability. They said they wanted the ability to still discipline people further down the track if they so desired. They're just going to be able to hold it over your head. Okay, I'm explaining all this because this story here. Queensland Police Union willing to challenge officer misconduct rulings after unmitigated debacle. Oh, and by the way, all the stories I've done about leadership and the bad leadership within Queensland Police Service, and the Queensland government in general, and talking about leadership and how that really, on a micro view of things, just in Queensland here, you can see that how that is kind of permeating around the rest of the world too. We see bad leadership. This also speaks into this inability with leaders worldwide to be able to lead properly. I'll keep going. Okay. We'll go down from here. The Queensland Police Service is facing further potential challenges for bungled internal discipline cases, despite the state government changing the law to validate the unlawful process used to sanction hundreds of officers. Just let that sink in for a second. It was deemed unlawful. The process that the Queensland Police Service were using was unlawful. It was deemed unlawful in the courts. So then what the state government decided to do was go back and change the laws in order to validate the process and look at it retrospectively, so that anything that they had, all these processes that they'd done unlawfully, were now supposedly lawful because the government had gone and changed it. What kind of, what kind of, I don't know. It's more the kind of tactic that a communist party would use. That's what it seems like. Anyway, I'll keep going on. The QPS was this year forced to rescind punishments, including several sackings and demotions, after a court ruled the process used for internal discipline was invalid. Sanctions against those officers were then reinstated in August after the state government amended the Police Service Administration Act to retrospectively validate the process. How criminal is that? That's disgusting. So the Guardian Australia, which first revealed in April that QPS, Queensland Police Service, had identified about 300 cases impacted by the court ruling, now understands the Queensland Police Union is considered backing fresh challenges. No appeals have yet been lodged, but the police union is understood to be willing to back officers to challenge the reimposed sanctions. The union president, Ian Levers, who, generally speaking, I don't really agree with him at all, but hey, there's a first time. He said the discipline situation was an unmitigated debacle caused by the unlawful actions of senior police. This is the whole issue. From Katerina down, all the senior hierarchy that she has surrounded herself with are incompetent. Caused by unlawful actions. Unlawful actions. This is what Ian Levers has said. He goes on, quoting Ian Levers, says, the QPS hierarchy has been found by various courts and jurisdictions to have repeatedly acted unlawfully. This is what Levers said. The Queensland Police Union does not resile from always protecting the hard-fought rights, entitlements, and benefits of all members. The prospect of further challenges backed by the union has caused significant disquiet within the QPS, including among the ranks of police officers who are overwhelmingly union members. It talks, so one female officer, a victim of harassment by a male colleague who was disciplined for his conduct towards her, said she was concerned about the prospect that some members will now be supporting our abusers. And this is what happens but you need to get the process in place. You need to have a proper, a fair, a legal process. So Levers said no formal decision had been made and that each matter is assessed on a case-by-case basis. QPU legal assistance for police is not guaranteed, and there are many police whose alleged behaviour the QPU, this Queensland Police Union, does not sanction nor support. Nonetheless, the QPU will continue to ensure the QPS, Queensland Police Service, acts lawfully when dealing with their employees, and the QPU will vigorously enforce compliance by senior police with the law. How's this quote here? He says, this is Ian Levers, president of the Queensland Police Union, says, quote, all the QPU, so all the Queensland Police Union ask for is for the police hierarchy to comply with the law. That's a statement I never thought I would hear. For a Queensland Police Union representative or the president, representative of any kind to come out and say, hey, all we want is police hierarchy, police leadership to comply with the law. How they want everyone else to comply with the law. That's all we want them to do as well. It's a statement I never thought I would ever hear. Guardian Australia also revealed in April that police have been warned more than a dozen times that its discipline system was being run in a way that was unlawful, entirely improper and concerning, but refused to change the process. They actually were warned of this. I think it was back in 2019. They were first warned of this. They got their own legal advice. They disagreed, okay? And they lost the court case. But they're too arrogant. I can't keep going on. The QPS said it was unable to comment. Unable to comment. What are your lips sewn shut? Hey, you're unable to comment. The QPS has not been served with any relevant claims to institute proceedings. Look, for a union member, a union representative to come out and say, hey, all we ask is that police hierarchy is meant to complies with the law. That's, like I said, just blows my mind. But the fact that they were warned about this years ago, too arrogant. The leadership is far, far too arrogant to listen. Then they come out, they were challenged in courts, they lost the court. So what does this extremely compromised government, and you'd have to say, I don't want to go any further, but very compromised government, what do? The state government amended the Police Service Administration Act to retrospectively validate the process. Like I said, that is the kind of action you would expect to see in a communist-run country, not in a democratically ruled nation. We are turning into the very definition of a police state. The police aren't able to abide by the law when disciplining their own people. So what does the government come and do? They then come and change the laws to suit themselves. Ridiculous, disgusting behavior, incompetent behavior. This government is, one must think that it's the only answer that they would do something like this is that they are highly compromised. I don't understand how else they can justify this. Please let me know what you think. Can't talk anymore. I'm furious. They want everyone else to abide by the law, and they'll just change the law so it suits their actions. Disgraceful. Let me know what you think. Thank you for listening to The Slippery Slope.
They just fuel the desire that will take me higher. I'm on fire because nothing's going